Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon Radio. We're doing it live right now, taking your calls from around the world. It's October 19th, 2020, and let me tell you, there's been so many UFO sightings coming in, especially as of recent times, as the world has seen Third Phase of Moon stepping up their game, going on location, speaking to the eyewitnesses, bringing you the videos. If you haven't seen it, go check out our latest upload. It's about a sighting over Sholo, Arizona. It's an incredible report, a full-length documentary, and we're giving it up for free to the world. But tonight, we're going to be taking callers from around the world, and your calls are so important. It's unbelievable on how many people are coming forward and explaining their short stories to us at Third Phase Moon. So if you call in, just respect everybody's time. It's going to be about 5 minutes that we want to give to every person that calls in. So we want to get in as many people as possible. The lines are building up, and it's incredible to do this. So this is it, Third Phase of Moon Radio. Give us a big thumbs up if you're listening to it on our live premiere. We enjoy doing this, and it's our pleasure and very humble to do this incredible service to let the people come forward and speak. So we're going to open it up right now, but I want to bring in first Richard Giordano from Goof On. He has a great YouTube channel, but he really helped out Third Phase Moon recently on this report on the ground in Arizona. Welcome to the show, Rich. How you doing tonight?
Doing good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming in on last minute. We did this report, and we released it last night up on Third Phase of Moon. It's approaching 50,000 views in less than 48 hours, so it's people are responding. Rich, do we have any follow-ups on these lights? I heard that there might have been a homecoming next to the area where there's a school, and there might have been something along those lines.
Yeah, I talked to the witnesses, and not every one of them wanted to be on camera. So I heard somebody who knew somebody who works at the school, they were having homecoming, but it wasn't there. So it couldn't have been balloons being released by the nearby school, as I was thinking it might be, in celebratory of, homecoming and whatnot. So that is also something is frowned upon in that area of Sholo, I think, because it's so close to the airport, it can get in direct line, of flights coming and going. So if anybody released that many balloons, forget about it. They would have known. Everybody knows everybody in that area, too, so it would have already been out.
This is incredible, too, because it was a wedding party, and we had a whole bunch of eyewitnesses, and you reached out to them, and it's great that we're doing this on-the-ground reporting, boots on the ground. I think this is the most important thing to ufology in a long time, and it's great to collaborate. But I want to ask you this about the video itself. When we look at it, and I'm looking at it again last night, and we're showing it right now, what do you think? Could this be up in space, and this is just a possible, multiple Starlinks?
I wish I would have seen it, but going by what the witnesses reported, they couldn't tell. It's at night, it's lights in the sky. They said that the front portion of the UFOs that they saw seemed like there were individuals in the front of a big object, and then there were little objects that followed behind. So it was like, little orbs in the front, a major ship in the middle, and little orbs in the back. And some people were thinking that it's a big ship. You see sparkling in the back portion where there's a cluster of them, and they're saying they think that's the ship reflecting the sun. That's how high it might be. So it might be in space for all we know, or in orbit, which is, halfway in, halfway out, I guess.
Yeah, if that is the case, that's incredible, because the fact is we interviewed all the eyewitnesses, Doc Skinner and yourself, even the person that shot it on location, and pretty much there's a consensus that they all might have thought that this could have been one large craft.
Yeah, the thing is, usually if you have balloons or even satellites, they kind of lose their positioning a little bit. These were locked in position, so it was seemingly one big object. Yeah, and that's what's amazing about it, because they there's only so many seconds of the video, but they stayed to watch it for 3 to 5 minutes afterwards. So, yeah, they said they all stayed in a fixed position the entire time. That's amazing to me.
This is absolutely incredible on how we're doing this in real time. And even today, we even got more reports, and we're going to be doing an on-the-ground investigation in Ohio. People are inspired by what they saw in this documentary we put out last night. It's the new gen for UFO journalism, in my opinion. Rich, appreciate you joining us. I'm going to get to some calls, but, man, you keep safe. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Talk to you later. Thanks.
All right, everybody, go check out Goof On. Richard Giordano, he's got his YouTube channel, and he's suggested on our featured friends list on our YouTube channel. Okay, now, this is what it's all about. Third Phase Moon Radio. We're going to open up the lines and start taking your calls, and we're going to start off at the very top. Let's go to area code 717. You're live, Third Phase Moon. Welcome to the show. How you doing
Hello?
today?
I'm doing okay. Am I online?
Yes, you are. You're live,
Am
Third
I on?
Phase Moon.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were talking to me or not. I sent you a letter a while back, and I think it started because I've died 3 times. This 3rd time, it's been different. From what I can feel is I feel like I've been up in something, but it's like they don't understand how we feel. It's like we have so many emotions that run through us that they try to figure a way to communicate. And they don't understand why we our anxiety. So anxiety, they don't understand why is there so many. Fears, they don't understand why there's so many fears. From what I'm understanding, it just feels like it's more of a feeling. That they feel more. That's how they understand. I don't get it. I'm very skeptical, but these dreams that I see feel real. Like I've touched things, which most of my dreams, I don't really feel like I touch anything. It's like I'm there, but not there. But these, I feel like I'm there. Like wherever I was, it was like they were testing me on how my environment fit me. Like where I was, it felt like I was in a craft or something that had, I don't know if it was walls, but it was all smooth. It didn't have no rivets. Didn't feel cold. It didn't feel warm. But it felt like it was alive in ways. And whenever you walked, it was like the light kind of followed you. It was like it illuminated your area, and whenever you were away from the area, it was dark. And the windows were different. It was like they didn't connect. It was like there was nothing there. It was like if you walked forward, you would fall out, but you didn't. And it like smoothed into this, I don't know if it's metal. I don't even know what it was, but it was like there was no different changes of them. It was like I've never seen anything like this before, and I've seen a lot of Star Wars and a lot of Star Trek. It felt different. It felt seamless, like already made. I don't know. It's just a dream. I just wanted to let you know my feelings on how I protect it. I didn't feel like I was threatened. I just felt like they were trying to acknowledge my feelings. Like, how do I react to certain situations? Do you understand what I mean?
Absolutely,
Hello?
absolutely. It's interesting, too, because the way you explain it in regards to the design of these craft that people are taking aboard, it seems to me that as of typical aviation that we know, we have these airplanes, helicopters, they're made up of millions of parts to construct these massive commercial airliners. But with a UFO, it seems like it's made out of one piece. Even Bob Lazar said everything was connected. It almost seems like it's a one-piece mold. There's no other parts to it. It's just they one-piece mold it, and there it is with the technology behind it. It's incredible that these experiences and these eyewitness accounts pretty much explain the same thing. Seamless. No parts whatsoever. It's incredible to me. We got a lot of callers coming in. Appreciate that call in. Let's bring them in. We're going to the next caller. If you're calling in and you're just listening, please make room for the lines. We want to get people's testimony, and that's what we're doing. Give us a big thumbs up for going to the next caller. Here we go. Area code 623. Area code 623. You're live right now. 623. You're live. Third Phase Moon. 623. We're making room. Let's go to area code 916. 916, you're live. Third Phase Moon. How you doing today?
Yeah, how you doing? My name's Jack.
Hey, Jack.
Hey, how you doing? I've had a few experiences, sightings in the sky. One in particular, I remember I live in Rockland, California, and it was back in 2015. It's a hot August night. I live in a 2-story, and I was kicking back upstairs in my master bedroom, and I have this slider out going to a balcony, and I'm watching TV, and I noticed this star. It's like dusk. It's not nighttime. You know, the sun hasn't gone down, but it's starting to go down. It's still kind of daylight, and the star appeared, and it's real vivid. And it's shining really bright green and red and yellow and white colors, and I thought it was kind of odd. And it was kind of hot upstairs, so I decided to go around the house and open up all the windows upstairs to get a breeze going. When I got to the front of the house, I opened up the window, and I look out, and I see like this look like a low-flying plane, but really bright white and bright red lights flying by. And as I looked up in the sky, I could see it looked like 1,000 white lights coming across the sky, not like in a single file, but in a cluster. And some lights were catching up to the convoy, some were coming out of the convoy, some would come out and form a triangle and just sit there and disappear. And I ran outside and I got as many neighbors as I could to look at what I was looking at, and none of us, we were all trying to get it on our phone, and none of us could get it on our phone. And we kept watching this thing, and everybody was in awe, like, what is this? What's going on? And it was the craziest thing, and it was coming across, and it looked like
wow, how many of them were there, you think?
It looked like 1,000 of them. I mean, it was a cluster, and it was really high up. And it didn't look like drones because the way they were moving in and out and coming in and doing maneuvers. And as the cluster was coming across, it looked like maybe some of them were triangular, the way the 3 points were all maneuvering together. Some looked like they could have been rectangular, the way the 4-point lights were maneuvering together. And it was coming across the whole sky, and everybody trying to get on their phone. Nobody could get on their phone. It seemed like some of them were coming out of the convoy, and like they knew we were watching them, and they'd form into a triangle and just sit there. And then they just fade out. Started freaking us out a little bit. So what were the people, what were your friends thinking? It's great that you got your whole neighborhood. You said, get out here, everybody, take a look at this. What was the reaction afterwards? Anybody who was a non-believer is a believer now. I've seen a few things in my lifetime. A few years back, I saw a fighter jet in the sky chasing this little silver orb or silver ball in the sky. One time we were out on the court, and it was baseball season, and I was coaching, and I had about 6 kids on the court, and we were doing drills, and we always get fighter jets flying by because we live by Bill Air Force Base out in Sheridan or Wheatland out here, California, and this one time it was flying low and slow, and everybody was zooming on, and it was just me and the kids, no parents, and all of a sudden it kind of started climbing, and you hear the afterburners going off. And I'm looking, going, what's he doing? And the kids are, what's he doing? I go, I don't know. And all of a sudden we see this little silver speck coming across the sky, and they're all, what is that? And I go, I don't know. It looks like a small plane. And they're all, what's he doing? I go, I don't know. And all of a sudden he comes up, and he's like coming around behind this silver object, and it was coming to a cloud, and right before it hit the cloud, it vanished. And this jet kind of did a circle, And then he took off, and all the kids are all, where'd it go? And I go, I don't know. And they're all, what was it? I go, I don't know. And I'm looking around. There's no parents. I'm like, where's the parents, man? I mean, these kids are like 10 years old. They're asking me questions. I go, I don't know what it is. And all of a sudden, my son, he spots it back where it started from. And all of a sudden, here comes that fighter jet. He comes chasing it. Before you get there, that thing blinked out or vanished or whatever. And he did a few circles, and he took off, and then that was the end of that one. But,
it sounds like it's crazy that the kids are witnessing this. You're witnessing this. To me, it sounds like a Foo Fighter. And obviously, with our Navy pilots chasing these anomalous objects moving 20 to 30 miles an hour. How fast do you think this object that the jet was chasing, fast do you think it was moving?
I mean, well, you heard the jet hit afterburners, so, and I'm not a pilot of any sort, but he was trying to catch up to this thing. There was no match. This thing just blanked out. It was like it vanished. And either it vanished that it flew so fast and ended up on another part of back to where it started from,
Sure.
or jump dimensions or whatever you want to say it did, but it did maneuvers that no jet would ever keep up with.
Well, I appreciate the call in. This is incredible. We're getting all these callers from around the world and across America explaining to us right here live. I don't know any of these people. They're strangers. We open up the phone lines on Third Phase of Moon, and people want to call in and share it. We're basically the only platform on the internet that opens up and dedicates a full hour to people sharing their stories. This is what it's all about, and we're going to continue to do this. I'm glad we're reopening up the lines. You guys appreciating this? If so, give us a big thumbs up. In the premiere, if you're joining us on the live premiere on YouTube, it's amazing. Okay, now there's so many callers. I'm going to try and get to everybody tonight. Let's get to area code 727. 727, you're live, Third Phase of Moon. How you doing?
How are you doing? This is Kyle.
Hey, Kyle.
Can you hear me? Hey, yeah, so I'm kind of confused. I don't understand how there's people out there that still, just don't believe, because all I have to do on a nightly basis is look up in the sky, and it's every single night I can find some weird, strange anomaly or row of lights or very brighter than the sun types of orbs or weird like very, very fast, like almost that look like birds, but they're not birds, that like kind of flick through the clouds and stuff. I'm in Tampa Bay, Florida, and like I say, this is I mean, when I say nightly, I mean I could go out any single night, and it's not planes that have FAA lights, it's not drones that have constant blinking lights. It seems like it's either really, really bright orbs that come over the treetops, and then what they'll do is after it gets real close and it's brighter than anything else that you could imagine in the sky, once it gets real close and it realizes that I'm watching it, it will start to kind of bob from side to side, and then it'll literally start rising, like as if it's coming at you, and it's just a plane. You will hear the jet sounds of a plane out of nowhere, and then it'll start blinking FAA lights, like it's faking me out or something. And this is just one of the types of things that I see out here.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You just keep an eye out. You look up in the sky, you're always going to see something incredible, and people just don't do it. They kind of look down on the ground and don't even bother. But, once you're aware and you're looking for them, you're going to see it. So tell me about these things. Does it seem to you that they're aware of your consciousness once you make eye-to-eye contact, or are these biological in your opinion?
Yes, absolutely. It seems like as soon as I even have the thought of pulling out a camera, or most of the time I just ignore them because they'll just be hovering over the treetops, like if I try to leave it in the middle of the night. So I ignore them a lot of times, and if I even try to get the thought that I want to get out, get the camera out, then they'll just kind of like, act nonchalant and just kind of like, just either act like some kind of plane, or they'll just kind of either disappear. And it's just I don't get how everybody isn't well aware of going on our Earth right now.
they'll just walk right by it and just not even think of anything. It's
Absolutely.
interesting. So they kind of play like once they're aware that you're aware, and it seems like I get this all the time. I don't know what's going on, but like you just heard the last caller, they try and film this thing, and then it just doesn't come up. There's a malfunction with the camera, the battery goes down, and the camera shuts off. What's your thoughts? Do you think they're manipulating our technology or devices?
Absolutely, 110%. Because there's been multiple times where I've had everything that I needed to get, some excellent shots, and that it was somehow either I had dead batteries or it didn't want to focus on my nice, Nikon P500. It's not too bad of a. I have many videos of things that just cannot be explained that I've posted to my channel over the years. I mean, and just kind of shocking.
Kyle,
like, how do you explain that?
Give me your top 2 videos that you think, and if you want to shout out your YouTube channel, go for it right now. What's the name of your YouTube channel?
The name of my YouTube channel is called Fact Camp, like Fat Camp, but it's Fact instead. So FACTCAMP. One of my favorites is my orb from lightning video. You literally see my infrared camera shooting out over the woods, over the treetops, and you can see a quick flash of lightning, and then in that exact spot you see an orb appear, and then that orb gets real bright and kind of flashes and starts traveling through the woods, like through the treetops, and you can see it literally just traveling through the trees, and it's unbelievable, but it's there. Just look for
Kyle,
made out of lightning.
You got to share me that video. Get me that link. You got my email address. It's in the description of every video. I want to get that on my on this show when I put it up on YouTube. Can you get it to me in a few minutes?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll try to get original videos if I can, and I've got a couple more that are pretty unexplainable. I'll try to shoot you a couple.
Okay, great, Kyle. Yeah, I'm going to share your lightning orb video tonight, so appreciate it. People are looking at it right now. Obviously, Kyle's giving me permission. Kyle, thanks for sharing this video with us, and we'll let the people decide what they think you captured, but it sounds like you've got an eye on things, and you're going to be bringing us more footage. Appreciate it, Kyle. You be safe over there.
Absolutely, you too. Yeah, have a good night.
Okay, get me that link. All right, everybody, it's cool that people are actually calling in, eyewitness reports, sharing their videos, sharing their testimony. This is it, guys. This is basically some disclosure. This is the best disclosure you're going to get from the people, the public. This is incredible. All right, so let's get to the next callers. We got a lot of them, but let's see. Area code 727. Did I get to 727?
I don't know if I'm still here or not.
Yeah. You still there, Kyle? Are you going to get me
yeah,
that
go
link?
ahead.
Okay, thanks, man. Get it to me. Appreciate it. Okay, let's go to area code 707. 707, you're live, Third Phase of Moon. How you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing okay. Blake, can you hear me okay?
I got you loud and clear. Where are you calling in from?
Wonderful. I'm calling in from Mendocino, California, which is the Emerald Triangle.
All right, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So I called to share my UFO experience with you.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. So this UFO experience takes place where a lot of the amazing mystical UFO happenings have occurred down in the Southwest in a place called Taos, New Mexico. And so out in Taos, New Mexico, there's the Rio Grande Gorge goes through there. And there's a bridge with a nice gorge setting view. And on one side, there's a community called the Earthship community. And Earthships are these eco houses that are built out of sod and glass bottles and old tires and things like that. And they're really neat shaped. They look kind of like spaceships. And so on the other side is like a hippie kind of commune, but modern. And it's called Two Peaks and Three Peaks. Maybe some of your listeners will probably know where this is at. Anyway, so I was out on the gorge at a nice campground that's just kind of right on the side of the gorge there, just a little ways past the Earthship community, camping with a friend, that I had made in Taos, New Mexico, as I was hanging out in that area. And so, we were back there. We were pretty far back. And, everything was a normal evening. We made a fire and set up our tents and went about our business, and so after a little while, we were kind of looking at the stars and checking things out, and we began to see this kind of like twinkling, like the sparkles that you see on a lot of your videos, where they kind of strobes and it kind of flashes a little bit. We started to see that in the sky, and then literally, like out of the bottom of the gorge there, rose a pretty large craft, about as big as a house, I would say, a large house. And the odd thing about this craft was that the Earthship, the oldest Earthship that was out there was one that was kind of one of the original first ones that was out there, and that Earthship was shaped exactly like the UFO. So, we found that really, really strange. But the UFO came up out of the gorge, and me and my buddy, we just I've always wanted to see them, and I've always wanted to experience it. But, man, we kind of came unglued a little bit, and so after a while, maybe seconds passed, and it comes towards us. And as it's coming towards us, I kind of freak out. My buddy does too. So we hop in the truck, and we're off in the truck, cruising over the southwest landscape with this giant UFO behind us. And, so literally, I wanted to stop the truck at any second and face it, but I couldn't face my fear. My body was in this uncontrollable state. And so literally, I remember looking back and seeing the UFO kind of closing the distance on us, and the spaceship, basically. And at that point, I don't remember much. It gets foggy until we come back into town. And when we come back into town, we go to a hotel, and we check in, we get a room, we're freaked out. And we began to tell our story to the front desk, and they were like, "Oh, that's totally normal out there. There's all kinds of spaceships that have been seen out there." And she said that the Navajo people, the people of the Red Willow there, on the reservation there in Taos, they have had a long-standing history with the people of the stars, the star people they call them. And so it was just, that whole place is just covered
So tell me about this close encounter with this UFO. You felt intimidated by it. You're not the only one that feels intimidated by these UFOs. I totally get that. But what was the shape of it? You said it looked like one of these homes, so it was metallic. Was it a disc shape?
Yes, it was kind of like square, actually. It was squarish. And it had lots of windows in the front. And several, on each side of it, there was multi-levels. So a smaller square on one side and a smaller square on the other, and then a large square in the middle, oddly enough. Yeah, kind of with rounded edges, like the Earthships. It looked almost exactly like the Earthship, the oldest Earthship that was out there. That was the strange thing about it. It's very
odd. You and your friend were intimidated by it. What did your friend think it was? What were you guys scared of? Was it just the overwhelming experience of it all?
Yes. Immediately when we saw the craft, we were exhilarated and elated. Of course, we loved it, but my friend got very scared, and then I was like, I've seen too many movies, and I started thinking things, and sure enough, your panic sets in. And it really is, it's kind of something you can't put your finger on. It's the fear of the unknown. Is there someone in that craft that's going to get me? Are they going to do things to me, possibly, Is it going to be a bad experience, or is it going to be a positive one, And that was really, because I would love to be taken up and shown things and given enlightenment. That would be wonderful, right?
Yeah. It's incredible because when we had our experience with multiple eyewitnesses, it was fun and games in the beginning, but when this thing kind of was descending down upon us, like it was getting closer and closer, then kind of the shock and awe and the fear kicked in.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how it was for us, And it was so strange because there was a moment where I was just chopping wood just previous to seeing the UFO. I was just chopping wood with a little hatchet. And, you know, I began to observe the craft, and I observed the craft. I dropped the hatchet, you know, right there, and I saw it drop right there by my feet. And, you know, we just sat there in awe of the craft. And then for a split second, you know, the thought of protection went through my head. And I looked down to get the hatchet, and the hatchet was gone. And I was just like, oh, man, no way. Yeah.
You know, it's incredible. Appreciate your testimony. It's so exhilarating to hear it because we're not alone. Everybody's experiencing this, and obviously you're telling us what you experienced. Honest to God, I believe you 100%. I just, wish everybody else could experience this stuff. The phenomenon's real. Appreciate the call, man, for calling in.
Thank you so much. Love the show. Big fan.
Thank you. This is cool. Wouldn't everybody want to have this experience, or maybe not? Sometimes you got to be careful what you ask for too. Some of these experiences can be overwhelming, but I don't care. I'll bring it on any day of the week. Come on, aliens. Come closer. We'll videotape you. We'll share it to the world. We'll get on the craft. We'll show everybody the seamless lines, where they experiment on humans. I want to show the lab room, all that stuff. We'll bring it to you. That's a call out to all you aliens. Come visit the Cousins Brothers here in Hawaii. We're ready. This is Third Phase of Moon Radio. It was an exciting time. We're going to be opening up the lines very soon. If you hit that notification bell, you will be notified when we do this live radio show again. So if we didn't get to you, or if you got a story you want to share with us, don't fret. We're going to be doing this on a regular basis. Just make sure you stay tuned to Third Phase of Moon for when we do these special radio shows. And we have another update for you. Like I said, we have an eyewitness. We have a video. We're going to be on location in Ohio with our correspondents over there. This is via Doc Skinner. He's got this report, and we're going to be sharing it to you very soon. Something happened over Ohio, so you guys keep an eye out over there. And if you guys captured anything amazing, submit it to us right here at Third Phase Moon. We have the email in the description. Upload your link to YouTube, your video link, and copy-paste it to my email and give me a brief synopsis behind it. I want to thank everybody in the live premiere on YouTube tonight, the incredible support, the intelligent comments, and the super chats. You guys are amazing. Spread the word. Tell them Third Phase of Moon's back, and we are the #1 UFO channel on the internet. Everybody be safe out there. Blake Cousins. We'll see you real soon. Thank you.